Well, hello. Welcome back. I'm Claire. This is Purple Poppy. And as you can see from the book cover, we're on Marguerite Miller Collage Challenge today. So these are my bits and pieces. This is the one that we did last week where I questioned, can you make a collage with stamping? I don't care. I love how it ended up. So we'll start a fresh new double page. And what do we need for today? Well, we need a border or a frame. And I thought I would use this brown packaging paper to rip pieces to make a frame. So that's going to be my frame. I know you can't see it at the moment, but it will be. A handwritten measurement. Well, obviously that'll be the last thing that we do. Something with a lid or a cover. Now, the only thing I could think of here was a box that we could obviously press flat because it's on four sides. But guess what? I was going to say I can't find a good box anywhere, and I have just spotted this out the corner of my eye. And this is the cover of a box, and that is going to work perfectly, isn't it? Look, can squash that flat like that. That is the sleeve or cover of a box. I'm going to use that, so we don't need the doily. So that's my something with a lid or a cover. It's a bit of poetic license, but front or back of a playing card. Well, I've got this giant playing card, so probably the black and white side. Leaf or leaves? Well, this arrived in the post this morning, and I've been super eager to get my hands on this. So I think we will get up the big shop and we will use this to create our leaf or leaves. Whoops, oh no, I didn't want to do that, did I? Oh well, I've ripped it now. This is one of those new, or newish. It's got the die within the folder, so it's going to emboss and cut, apparently. So we'll see. So that's going to be our leaves. Da-dum! So, but before we get started on any of that, I'm going to move all that out of the way. I've been watching some new videos that I've not watched in the past because I discovered the Creative Cove. I'll put a link in the box. And this woman, in my opinion, is absolutely amazing. I wish I could draw the way she does. But what she was doing the other day is she was using these distress sprays. You can probably see my little bowl here on my palette. She was using these as water paints, watercolour paints in a, I mean, that's not what she called it, but that's basically what she was doing. Because she was spraying some into a palette. She was adding loads and loads of water. So you can see here, look, this one is the Blue Sketch, I think it's called. Yeah, that's that one. This one is Gathered Twigs. This one is the Forest Moss, which I believe is... Where's my Forest Moss gone? That's interesting, isn't it? No, I didn't use it. I didn't use green in the end. I apologise. There's the Hickory Smoke. And then this one... Yeah, I did. It goes like that. I'm lying to you. And then that one goes around there. So they're the sprays. I just literally added 3 or 4 times as much water as I did spray. Whoops. And I ended up with a palette that looked like this. And what I've done is I've taken some cardie paper, yeah, It's already been used because this was just what I had to hand. And I've added these onto it, and look, that is, for all intents and purposes, watercolour, which is awesome. But then I realised, and I did a little smaller one with a lot more blue in it, but it's the same colour palette, okay? And then what I realised was, do you know what? We could do faux eco dyeing with that. So I brought in a bit of fabric, and look at that. Same colours, just added it. And then I accidentally dropped this one in there. You can see it's got splodges, and I love it. So, and I did this coffee dyed one as well. It doesn't show up as much on the coffee dyed. It does show, but not as much. I mean, this one's been coffee and tea dyed. So, what I thought was, we would use this piece of fabric to demonstrate that. And then I'm probably going to use this one as part of my background, or even the white one. Probably the white one, actually. So let me just give you a very quick demo. So as you can see, this is just a standard bed sheet. It's not been coffee dyed or tea dyed or anything. Here is my paintbrush. This is, got to mix it up because it's been sitting a little while. And now you can start to see the colour coming back. This is just the Distress Oxide with lots of water. And look, I'll show you. Oh, that doesn't work, does it? That's because what you need is the fabric to be wet. So, if you wet your fabric, like so, so the fabric's nice and wet. And now, obviously my desk is wet, so what's new? My desk is always wet and filthy, isn't it? Now look at the difference. Go back in here. Look, the fabric that's wet just soaks it up and it bleeds through. Look. And you can go as far as you want to. That's obviously not quite wet, that bit. And then if I mix up, look, there's the green. Green's much paler. Yeah? That was my rinse out water. And then if we mix up the blue, because obviously all the colours sunk to the bottom. Look. And you're getting faux eco dyeing, aren't you? It's just up to you what colours you use. I mean, I went for these colours because I felt they were very reminiscent of when we eco dyed. The grey you can hardly see on here. This colour obviously works the absolute best. Look. And then if you just leave it to dry, because all I did was I actually hung it over my camera arm like that and just let it dry. Now, let me quickly put you on pause and get a tissue to mop this up. And that was all I did. And that's how we got this. Now, this is a little bit more vibrant because obviously it was white. Whereas, oh, judgy, sorry. This was a creamy coloured sheet anyway. So there you go. And of course, thinking about our 100-day project, we could probably do that with a tea bag as well. So let's go for the blue because it's very different to the brown. Oh, I forgot, we need to make it wet. You must remember that whatever you're doing, it needs to be wet first. As someone who's not really a watercolour person, making everything wet first is a bit foreign to me. But look, and we can just add this in and it's picking up the blue, definitely. Look. Or we could add some green and we can let that dry, and that can be tomorrow's 100-day project piece, can't it? Right, enough faffing around, Claire. I've shown you that, so get your sprays out, have a play, see how you get on. And I'm guessing that whilst I've got this area free, it makes sense to bring up, oops, this bestiole. We'll pull these out, and I'm guessing we need to lose at least the top one, if not the top two. So where is my super duper new embossing folder? Where's it gone? There it is. It's slipped all over the back there. So let's just have a look about height. Yes, that is going to be the right height. So I happen to have on the desk next to me here a nice sort of birdie picture, moss, etc., which I think is probably ideal. So I'm going to pop it in and see where it sits. It's going to sit there. No, it's not, because of that bit. But okay, that's not going to work. Good idea, bad idea. That's not going to work. Let's find, I don't want that, that's too thick. This might work. So let's put this piece of cardstock in there, stick that on there, stick both of them on there, and let's roll this through and see. Oh no, that's too thick. It can't. Oh, so let's take that out, put one of these back, put all of it back, put that down, and just use the one plate and see how that works. Oh no, that's not working either. Oh, this is not good, is it? No, it's not working. Should we can't, it can't go through on its own. Maybe I should have read the instructions. What do you think? Is it good to read the instructions, maybe? Oh dear. Whoops. Ah, there you go. One layer and one clear sheet is what's worked for me. I don't know if that's what would work for you. Let's have a look. Look at that. It has cut it out. There it is. Now I've got to try and get it out of there. Okay, let's get rid of this because it's sort of in the way. Make sure we don't stick it in the paint palette that's sitting on the floor, making the most of Billy being upstairs. Let's get a little pokey tool and let's that's interesting. There we go. So we've got two individual leaves. That's obviously how it's been designed. There we go. So we're going to put that away. And would you look at that? How awesome is that? That is actually beautiful. And I think I've just realised something, which I'll share with you in another video. Anyway, right, so we've got our leaves. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back in. We splattered ink on that, never mind. This is going to go on here. So this is going to be my pretty background that goes on this side. So I'm going to snip in there and I'm going to rip that down. So we've now got the right height. I don't like the way that goes in as a jag, so let's tear that and see. This is off of a Battenberg tablecloth. That is why it's that shape. It's where I've cut the lace pieces out. That now looks better, doesn't it? So that's going to sit on there like that. And then I think I'm going there. Obviously we get all our lovely strings. Got to have our strings. And that it's going to sit there like that. And now we've got just that one point there. That makes me happier. Oh, okay. So we've got this. Now what we've got is this giant black and white playing card. So I think that's just instantly 2 backgrounds. We've then got this box. Now I don't want all that puff in there. So I'm going to find a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut along this fold. It's funny, I remember Tim Holtz had something the other Christmas which was like squashed boxes. What does that say? Speak out your wishes, please. I think I'm just going to cut the front off. Like that. Just going to cut the front off. Okay, might be able to use that for something else. So then this, do you know what? Should we go for the whole shape? Like that. Make it a little bit more interesting. That looks like one of those Tim Holtz ticket shapes, doesn't it? Or frame stamps. I don't know why I've got Tim Holtz on the brain today. Probably because of that that little embossing die I was just playing with. Right, that could sit up there like that. I like things, yeah, that's fine. And then this packing paper, I'd like to make a frame with. So what I'm thinking is, it's sort of glued in the middle there. So we sort of make a frame like this around the edge. Does mean, although we could have a broken frame, I was just thinking it would mean that we weren't going to see any of our 5s, but if we make our frame sort of like that, we can build up. This is not how it looked in my head. Oh dear, how many times do you do things and then you go, that's not what I was seeing. Right, I'm going to have to start gluing this down, otherwise we're never going to get anywhere. It's all just going to keep sliding around. So let's get this stuck down first of all. And I do want the 5 of clubs showing, not the back of the card. Whoops, this one's nearly empty. So, how is everybody? You all happy, safe and well, getting some crafting done? Right. Let's stick that on there like that. It is shiny, but I can live with that. We have discussed in the past, if you don't like it shiny, then there are a number of things you can do. You can put some sandpaper on it and rough it up to make it look old, maybe even some ink as well. Or you can use gel matte medium. That will take the shine off because it's a matte medium, and it's going to leave, you know, a matte finish rather than the glossy one. There's lots of things you can do. Right, so our frame has to come off the card so that we can make sure that we can see some of the actual playing card. So I'm going to put this one up there. Don't mind losing that one because I can see both of these down here, and we haven't got over to that corner yet, so we don't know what's going to happen in that corner. So I'm just tearing this up, as you can see, and sticking bits down to make a bit of a frame. Do you know what? I'm going to put this one across there because I didn't want it that thick around that 5. There we go, that's that one. So now I want a nice thin bit. Like that. Hopefully that's going to work. As you can see, I'm not paying a lot of attention really, I'm just ripping it up, sticking it down. There we go. And we need one last little piece to come across here. So now we've got, oh, and we need a piece there, look. I bet you was all shouting at me, wasn't you? What about the other side, Claire? So I've been out today, been round to see the lovely Denise, and we've put the world to rights, as you do, over a cup of coffee. She's got the cutest little dog, especially after being at home with Boo, because it's a little, I think it's a little Westie. I must ask her actually. So tiny little dog in comparison to Boo, and he is the sweetest thing. Comes running out to meet me. Which is, you know, it's always nice, isn't it? Oops. You're like, come on, Claire, you spent 20 minutes making a frame, for goodness sake. We could all have just cut a hole in a square and made a frame. Could have done. But I didn't want to. Okay, nice frame. Let's get this bit of fabric stuck down as well. So we get this fabric glue out. And we'll offer that up like that. Okay, that's that. Let's offer this up. Push that down like that. Lovely. I like the colours sitting together like that. That suits me very nicely indeed. And now let's glue up this lid. I feel like I should get these stamps out now and do a bit of stamping so that it sort of makes sense. Okay, where is, look, I'm in a terrible mess, as always. There's me bit of paper. Border or frame? Check. Handwritten measurement. Lid or cover of something? Check. Front or back of a playing card? Check. Leaf or leaves? Right. So, I think I'm going to put these leaves on here like that. Run some ink over them first, and then we can put this there this week, so that's going to sit there. We can use these stamps to do some more decoration on here, and I'm going to use this piece of paper to bring this in with this to do my handwritten measurements. I just feel like we need more stuff going on here, and I'm just wondering what. So while I'm contemplating that, let's bring these out and find some ink and see if we can't get some of them stamped. These I got in a box unopening or a box reveal from Panda Hall. You will have seen me use these before. Oh look, messy, messy Claire. That's naughty, isn't it? I didn't mean to do that, obviously. I think this was why I stopped using these, because I found I could only get a print that I was happy with. Look, when I used them in the, you know, the printing, the stamping press thing. So that one's okay. That one's better. I'm just going to go for it now and fill this up, I think. Okay. Let's try this one. So we're just basically stamping onto our eco dyed, or our faux eco dyed fabric. It's good, yeah? I like it. Oops, line. Let's see if we can do this one again without getting a line. Yeah, no, got a line. I think it's because I've got a wobbly hand. I can feel it tilting as I'm pressing. Yeah, no, I'm rubbish at that. Anyway, we have added the stamps to the fabric, so that marries that in. Okay, and we've got to write a measurement. Let's go for black again, and the measurement is a measurement, isn't it? Handwritten measurement. I'm going to put 18 times 12 centimetres book cover. There you go. That's that done. And I'm going to stick it, as I say, up there. It's almost rounded round that bit by accident, which is quite clever. So we'll stick a little bit of glue on, oops, on there, and line that up there, like so. Okay, now this side. Do you know what? We had this picture, didn't we, of this bird. Sort of feels like it belongs with acorn leaves. So let's give this a bit of a fussy cut. I know it's not asked for, but I don't believe there's any rules in using something extra. I think the only rule really is that you're supposed to use what's on the list. Right, and of course we've had a new prompt from the girls over at Generous Stitchery. So anyone that's following along with that, this Sunday I'll be doing the Roxy Generous Stitchery as Sunday's stitching video. Worked out what I want to do, so I'll share that with you all on Sunday. Okay. So we'll fussy cut this out. I just feel like that playing card needs something else. Maybe if I'd have used a standard sized card rather than this giant oversized one, I wouldn't feel the need to have an extra. But I didn't and I do, so there you go. Okay. But I do think that oak leaf thing is super duper. I'm going to have to go on a hunt now and see if that's available in any other pattern. Oh dear. That's what happens, isn't it? So, if we put that up there, our bird is sitting on there. I think it then makes more sense that we've got these leaves. They probably need to go up a little bit more like that. Yeah, right, let's get this stuck down and then I'll find some more ink for them leaves. So lift that up, move that along. You know you're tired when you start talking to yourself, yeah? Mind you, you know what they say, at least you get the answer you want. You always run the risk of getting the wrong answer when you speak to someone else. So, you know, all things relevant and all that. I think that's empty. Right, pick this up. Oh, goodness me. Pick this up, bring this over. And it's going to go there, like that. I want to see that 5, because it's going to be about the only 5 we see now. I'm going to put that there like that. It's bringing in the brown again. And then round here somewhere, here, I have got a Distress Oxide in Ground Espresso, and I'm going to try and run this over these leaves and see what happens. So, oh, look, how awesome is that? Yes, loving it, loving it, loving it. Whoops, where's it gone now? Okay. Super duper. Very pleased with them. Let's see. Is that going to come off of that 5? Like that? I think it probably is. And I just feel now that that looks much more finished. Or do we want to do them the other way around? Do we want to hang them downward? Ah, that's better, isn't it? Yep, that's better. So we're going to put that on there. Like so. And that's going to spin down from there. And now we just need our little card. Here it is. So let's put the lid on our glue. Let's find our tear ruler, and we can just tear this around. Like so. Get rid of all those little bits. Have we been inking up? I can never remember. Yes, we have. So we might as well use the ground espresso as it's here. So, oh, very dark, of course. Love it. There we go. And I think this one, I'm actually going to put in the middle there like that, and see if I can't tuck it under that leaf, because the edge of that leaf is still not stuck down yet. So yes, so let's stick this in first. I know I'm probably off camera, but I'm only putting glue on the back of that. And I think you can see enough. So, now all the others have been flaps, haven't they? But this one, I'm actually going to stick completely down, because I don't feel like it's covering enough of the picture for it to need to lift up. So, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. How do we feel about that? Love the frame. Love the addition of this picture. These are awesome. I can't wait to get on and do loads more of those. Got all sorts of thoughts for them. I like that these stamps tie in from the cover. We've definitely fulfilled the criteria. Job done. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.